This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, this is Naveen. Welcome back to Automation Labs. So guys, in this particular video, I'm going to cover different interview questions on API automation or API testing. Either it can be web services testing or it can be API testing interview question. A lot of people are asking about that. What are the different best questions are available? So I prepared some questions. I gathered some questions from different blogs. Some really good blogs are available, and then I prepared my own on the basis of my experience and everything. And these are the different questions generally I ask. Okay, for the API from basic to advanced point of view, there are around 40 to 50. If you see this particular page, 40 to 50, yeah, around 42 uh, questions are available. So let's divide this particular series into three parts, and then we are good to go. Okay, so the first question is that what is an API? And I'm pretty much sure, guys, one more thing that this particular video, I'm planning to prepare at least 3 videos on API testing interview questions. And I'm giving you guarantee that if you watch this, all these 3 videos with the proper explanation, the way I'm giving, if you explain the same thing at the time of interview, I'm 100% giving you guarantee that, okay, you can crack any kind of interview for API and backend. Okay, cool. So let's start with the first question quickly that, okay, what is an API? So as we know that, first of all, we should all know that what is the full form of API, that application programming interface, right? And the basic definition that it's a software, or it's a program, or I would say it's a kind of interface, okay, which is help to interact, which will give you some output, and on the basis of some mechanism is already defined over there, so you just need to interact with that particular interface. So interface is a very general term we use for APIs. API, it can be anything. It can be a small API, let's see, a calculator API. You pass something, API will give you something. So it can be a small function also, which is written in the form of API, right? So there are a number of APIs are available that which will make your life easy, which will make your application very easy. Just like, let's say I want to do some Amazon advertisement. So you can take Amazon API, Google Maps API. Let's see, Uber is using Google Maps APIs, right? Ola is using Google Maps APIs. Same thing, we have Twitter, YouTube APIs are available. If you're writing a blog or something, you want to provide some YouTube URLs or something, you can provide YouTube APIs are available. So there are, for everything, for every company, there are APIs are available. Okay, without APIs, you cannot survive. Any project cannot survive actually. Now the big question is that what are the main differences between API and web services? It's a very, very good question, guys, and very fundamental question that all web services are APIs, but not all APIs are web services, guys. Always remember this thing that all APIs, all web services are API, obviously. Because let's see, this is an API. On top of that, we create a web service. And this particular system, let's see, this is web client or this is a mobile client. This web application is using this API, but internally they are calling this API only. Same thing for the mobile app also, or web also. We are calling this web services. Internally, this API is getting called. So always remember that all web services are API, but not all APIs are web services. All APIs are not web services. Always remember. Let's say I create simple calculator. This is the API. I can simply call this API with, okay, with some method I can call, or some I can pass some parameter. This API will return me something. Let's say I'm passing 2 comma 2. I'm getting 4. So right. So web services means when you have to interact with in the form of web clients. Then we have in the form of web sockets or HTTP clients are available that over the internet you want to use. So I have clearly explained all these things in this particular video, that if you remember that what is API, what is web services, what is application programming interface, what is the difference between API and web services, please watch that video once again, guys. This is very fundamental, interesting topic is available. Please watch this video. Okay, I'll provide the link in the description also. So now, basic difference, if we see that web service might not contain all the specification and cannot perform all the tasks that API would perform, because the core engine is your APIs actually. right? If you are doing a login, let's say I want to do a login into the application, then what do I have to do? I have to create an API. Let's say this is a login API, right? I have to pass username and the password in the backend. So I'll call this particular API from my mobile, from my web application, or maybe let's say from tablet or maybe some other device, right? So all these are the clients for this particular API. So over the internet, I'll create a web service over there, and then internally this engine will work like an API. So I'll pass my username password, I'll get the response in the form of JSON or XML or whatever, and I'll display it to the user that, okay, yes, that you have, if you are passing the correct username, correct password, you have logged in successfully, right? So always remember that web services might not contain all the specification, but your API would, okay, will contain all the specification, the actual core engine, the fundamental, the algorithm is written inside the API actually. Okay, so we have different type of web services use only three styles of use like SOAP, REST, and XML RPC. So we can talk about SOAP. That SOAP is simple object access protocol. REST means representational stateful APIs. XML RPCs means these are the microservices in the form of XML. We are talking about that RPC calls, remote procedure calls are there for communication where, right, uh, communication between two different systems, right? So always remember, guys, there are two systems are interacting with each other and they don't know each other. As I told you earlier so many times, and let's see, this is makemytrip.com, and let's see, this is Emirates or Etihad. Makemytrip.com will interact with these guys, Etihad or Emirates. They will provide the flight information from, let's see, from Bangalore to San Francisco, right? So they will provide all the information over here, and then they are using this guy, Make My Trip, is using Emirates API over the web services like that. Okay, so web services provide different style of implementation that we have. Soap based means we can provide only XMLs and all those things. It's a totally different architecture. I'm not talking about the architecture of SOAP now. REST means, as I told you, that okay, it may be a get call, it may be a post call over the HTTP. We can pass any kind of JSON information, we can get any kind of XML or JSON information. Same thing for microservices also internally we can use like this, right? So a web service always needs, see, this is the important, needs a network. Network means internet to operate, while APIs don't need a network for operation. As I told you, I can create a Java class. In this particular Java class, I'll create one method, login method, having two parameters, username and the password. And I'll create a jar file. So this jar will behave like an API for me, just like we have Selenium jar files are available, right? For Selenium jar files, I don't need internet. I just need to download and then I can call the methods. Same thing, let's see, Apache Py APIs are there, Log4j, jars are available. So all these things are called APIs. And because we are creating a jar because we are interacting with Java, right? We are implementing in the form of Java. But same thing, let's see, for .NET, they have .dll file is available. For some other Python, they have .py jar files are available. So every programming language, you can create the APIs, right? But if you want to interact with these APIs over the internet, then you need web services, right? So always remember, right, these fundamental differences between APIs and the web service. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, now what are the limits of API uses? So API uses, obviously, that as I told you that many APIs have a certain limit set up by the provider. It depends, right, that who is providing that API. Maybe Selenium is providing that API, so maybe there are some certain limitations are available, or maybe they have set some limitations. Okay, let's see, today I want to create some API. Maybe I'll keep enhancing that particular API in the future, right? So there are some limitations, and on the basis of the consumer, on the basis of the user feedback, I'll improve my APIs, right? Thus try to estimate your uses and understand how it will impact the overall cost of the offering. So now let's see, this is a very good example. Let's see, one API is available in the market, that is they provide the let's say Google APIs are available. So Google Map APIs are available. We have Apple Map APIs are also available. And then we have some, let's say some XYZ also. They also provide some map APIs. I want to create an app. Let's say I'm from Uber. Okay, I'm from company Uber, It's a mobility services that we have to provide the car sharing, and you can book the car and everything. So obviously we need a proper navigation system. So Uber is not the company. They will set up 100 employees and 100 developers who will create a new Google map or something like this. No, they will create their own Uber map. No, there are experts are available in the market. They can use their APIs like this. Now they will do investigation that okay, which API is the best for our business model point of view. So that's why every API is having their own advantages, own limitations, disadvantages. So on the basis of your business need, either you will go with Google app, Google Map APIs, either you will go with these APIs or maybe some other APIs, right? So that's why, guys, let's say tomorrow they want to provide some customer feedback. So providing the feedback, let's see, there is a different APIs are available. They provide, these companies are available in the market. Some small startups are there. They say that okay, you can use our APIs, and we will give you the proper customer feedback, rating system, and everything. So Uber is not the company. They will create these systems. They will just integrate with these APIs like this, and then whoever, I mean the person, I mean the company is providing the best APIs. Uber will make a deal with these guys, and there are a number of cost offers, features, business model, satisfaction, everything will be involved over here like that, right? So whether this will be a problem depends on in large part of the data on how data is leveraged, right? So getting caught by a quota and effectively cut off because budget limitations, as I told you, they will think about the budget limitations and everything. On the basis of that, they will render the service provided by the different systems or the vendors are available in the market. Tomorrow, if you have very fundu idea, right, okay, maybe I can provide some APIs to the different customers, some cloud APIs or cloud services, something like this. If you really want to do something cool, you can provide your APIs over the internet. They will call your APIs, and then you will get the money, and they will integrate, the system will integrate with you like this, right? So I'll give you one more best example. Let's see, guys. Let's say I have very fundu idea. Let's say I want to provide some bicycle or maybe some bikes, okay, in Bangalore. So this is Koramangala area, this is Outer Ring Road area, and this is maybe, let's say, Indranagar area. So I'll provide it, okay, these 100 bicycles are available or 100 cycles are available over here, right? And Uber says that, okay, you are already having this particular system at your place. We will just integrate with your APIs. So you just tell me in Indranagar area or maybe in this particular zone, how many cycles are available. So they will call our APIs, and then we will get the platform. We will give this information to Uber, and on Uber, all these bicycles in this particular area will be displayed like this, right? So this is how all these companies they work. They integrate with the best APIs available in the market. Nobody is going to create their own feature like that. No, nobody. They don't have expertise. They don't have their business model. They just need to concentrate on their business model, right? So that's why these two companies they can work together in the form of API. So everything is all about APIs, guys, these days, right? Cool. Now let's move to the next question then. Okay. Now next question is that what are some architectural styles of creating a web API? So it's not that very important, but as a QA point of view, you should know that okay, that we can have different API architectural styles. As I told you that we can have HTTP for client server communication. There is a client and there is a servers interaction. So obviously we have to create an API to interact. We can provide XML or JSON formatting languages that we can pass simple XMLs and we will get the response in the form of XMLs. We can pass some JSON that okay, please provide me my account details. So I'll hit this particular API. I'll pass the JSON file or XML file to the bank server. Let's see, Bank of America or ICICI Bank or SDFC Bank, and I'll get the response from the bank, right, in the form of XML or JSON. So you can provide some this formatting also. Simple URI as the address for the services. You can provide that, okay, where exactly you want to hit the API. Let's see, I have the API, let's see some HTTP www.iccibank.com/account/account number like this. So this is called URI. So I'm providing a URI that okay, along with some parameters that okay, www.google.com or maybe let's say www.iccibank.com/account/, account number, right? So like this, and slash branch name, let's see. So I'll get the information from that particular API. And then, as I told you, that consumed by different clients which support HTTP verbs, such as we have already heard about that. Okay, that get, put, delete, post. These are the CRUD operations are available. That create, retrieve, update, and delete operations are available like this. Okay, so these are the basic architectural styles of different web APIs. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is that now the actual testing will start. How will you do the testing? Top web API testing interview questions and answers. So from question number 1 to 5, as I told you, basic things that, okay, what is web API, what is web service, what is an API, what are different style, the architecture and everything. The basic things people might ask you about the APIs. Now the actual thing will start. What is API testing? So now in every company, we need an API testing guy. API is also called, right, backend testing guy. Okay, front end we use Selenium for testing. For mobile, we use APM, such kind of tools for mobile testing. But for API testing, we have REST assured, we have HTTP clients. Okay, SOAP APIs are available, Postman is available, REST assured is available. Okay, different REST clients are available in the market. Through JMeter also, you can do some functional testing for REST APIs and all. So these are the different APIs are available. But what is the need of this? So API testing is a kind of software testing which determines that your APIs which are developed are working or not. It is meeting the expectation or not. Now there are two types of API testing, guys, we have to do. Let's see, you are working in some, now very important to understand. Let's say you're working in a company. In this particular company, there is a app is there, or mobile app, or maybe some web application is there. Let's say you're working with Amazon. In Amazon, this is the UI team. Okay, amazon.com team is there, but there is an order management team or user management team is also there. So Amazon will interact with order management team and the user management team. So it means there are three teams are there: team number 1, team number 2, and team number 3. They will provide some APIs internal. These are called internal APIs because this is available inside the company only. So they will create, okay, please give me all the orders for this particular user, name is equal to Naveen. So they will call these APIs and they will get the response. Same thing, tell me the user information, they will call this API and they will get the response over there. Right, so these are called internal APIs, right? But now let's see, Amazon, they want to sell something, or they want to integrate with some, let's see, WhatsApp, or maybe some Instagram, or maybe some Facebook sharing or something like this. So there are some external systems are available, right? So Amazon, they will call these APIs from here to here. These are called external systems which are not available inside the system. So obviously we need a tester that, okay, all these APIs are working fine or not. The integration between these two APIs are working fine or not. So integration is very, very important, guys. Integration is happening between two systems. Either it can be two internal systems, or it can be one internal system interacting with some external third party or external system like this, right? So that's why tester is very important, and for that we need different tools are available, as I told you. Now in API testing, we do functional testing as well as non-functional testing also, guys. So these are the examples of, we have to check the reliability. The API is reliable or not. These APIs are really reliable or not. You are using Google Map API, let's see, right? Or maybe some third-party API. These APIs are really good or really reliable or not. So who will certify? The QA guy is sitting over here, right? The QA guy in Google will certify. QA guy will sitting over here that they will certify that, okay, these APIs in, okay, working fine or not. Same thing, the QA guy is sitting over here also that, okay, Amazon.com, they are using order management API. So QA guy will certify that, okay, these APIs are absolutely fine. So you will have to write an automation over here. This guy will write an automation over here like that. And once the deal is done, so they will interact, okay, with these guys. Okay, some third party company is there, they will interact with their QA guys and they will write some test cases for that. So they have to make sure that, okay, all these APIs are reliable. Who will certify? QA. Performance testing, guys, performance is very, very important. Let's see. I want to, okay, order millions of orders during Thanksgiving day or during Christmas season or maybe Diwali season. right? There are a lot of shoppings are happening on e-commerce side, or maybe in every day, 5 o'clock in the evening in Bangalore, there are a lot of requests we are hitting on Uber website or Uber app, right? So obviously the performance is very important, that make sure that okay, the QA guy will certify that with 50,000 records or 50,000 hits or 50,000 transaction per second is coming in, then make sure that okay, your servers are absolutely working fine, your services, your APIs are absolutely working fine. Okay, guys. So always remember these terminology. We have APIs, we have services, we have web services. All these are synonyms like this, right? Service and web service both are almost same thing. API, as I told you that okay, API, if you create a wrapper on top of the API, it will become a web services over the protocol, over the internet, right? So always use these terminologies whenever you are interacting with your developers within your team, right? So that's why testing is very important, and the security of the application, right? This is like very important thing, because we are interacting with some third party system. There are high chances are there that okay, one guy is sitting over here, he is a hacker and he is having some bad intention, right? This guy is having some bad intention, so this guy will attack your APIs, and then it will capture all the information from Amazon or maybe some any from any company, the personal data, the confidential data about the customer and everything will be captured. So guys, always remember, if you really want to become a very good API tester or backend tester, you have to be good in functional testing. Functional testing means my API functionality is working fine or not. I pass some parameter, I'm getting the response or not. Like this, all positive negative testing you will perform. But all these non-functional testing also, as I always tell you that okay, if you really want to become a very good SDET engineer, you have to be very good in reliability, performance, security. Please learn about all these things. Right? Now, what are the advantages of API testing? In API testing, it's your backend services. Okay, so one more name is called API services, web services, and the backend services. Okay, we say BES, backend services. So these backend services, obviously, we have to before the UI. So let's say I'm creating an API over here, multiple APIs I have created. On top of that, what exactly I'll do that, I'll top of that, I'll create one client over here. And this particular client is interacting with these APIs. And this client will serve the data to the web. Okay, web means your web application. So this web application is still running. Like they will create some HTML code and everything, CSS. They will write some AngularJS pages or some cool Fundu pages. But the actual work will start okay from the scratch from here. The first thing, the development team, the backend developers, they will create the backend APIs so that they can provide these APIs to these okay web clients and the mobile application and the web application. So one QA guy is over here who is doing the web application testing, and one QA guy is sitting over here who is doing all the backend testing. And if you're really good, you can do web testing as well as you can do backend testing over here as well. So that's why if you certify your backend is strong, right? So let's say I'll give you an example. There are a lot of sites are available which looks very rich, very cool, fun to, very good look and feel, graphics, alignments, amazing. Some good animations are there. But the moment you click on a button or submit the form, you are getting some errors, right? And let's see if you remember that. Okay, 6 7 years back, Flipkart did a lot of mistakes over there. Their backend system was not proper, application was looking very good. These days, a lot of applications they look very good, but the moment you perform any action, you perform submit the form or a lot of transactions are happening. A lot of e-commerce applications are there in the market. They look very rich. All the the clothes and apparels and everything are really good, but moment you click on checkout, application is not working. Your transaction got deducted. I mean, the money got deducted through that transaction, but the order is not placed, and you are really frustrated. Why? Because your application is fine, the UI is fine, but the backend system is very weak. Okay, guys, your web is fine. You have provided all the cool Fundo things, right? Very fancy graphics and everything you have provided, but your backend is very poor, right? Just like a human being, I look very good, but if I'm for internally, if I'm not well and my health is not good, then I cannot do anything. Although you look very rich, but same thing over here, guys. The backend is very important. So this is the biggest advantage, that if your backend is strong, doesn't matter that how exactly your application, okay, looks like. Fine. Okay, so let's read about this paragraph. So it actually tests your core functionality. The actual core business is written inside the APIs, right? So it will give you the confidence. It will give you a system very robust, right? So if your Google APIs are not working properly, then that doesn't matter that how exactly they're creating some cool Fundu maps or something like this. If their internal APIs are not working, then doesn't matter. If you're not able to place an order on Amazon, doesn't matter how Fundu cool images or colors and combinations they have given, it doesn't matter. Okay, so API testing provide access to the application without a user interface. See, it's clearly written over here. The core and the code level of functionalities of the application will be tested in the backend, okay, internally, and evaluated early before the GUI test. GUI means web test, graphical user interface test. So it doesn't matter that, okay, I'm not, maybe after 2 months, your web pages will be ready. After 2 months, I'll create some Selenium script, or I'll do some manual testing later. But backend is already done. So my first job is that I have to certify my backend is absolutely working fine. All right. So this will help detect the minor issue which can become bigger during the GUI issue. Okay, GUI issue, GUI testing. Then after 2 months, if you ignore backend, after 2 months, once the web application is ready, pages are ready, then you will find a lot of issues. So better to find all these issues in the backend only. Okay, before 2 months only, right? Time effective, obviously. Time effective, it's the most important thing, that okay, time effective, that API testing usually is less time consuming. It's very quick, very fast, like that, other than functional testing, because in functional testing you have to click on a button, log in, check, add to cart, and all those things. In fact, in automation also, it takes a lot of time. XPath issues, ID issues, the stale element, synchronization issues are there, and all those, so many boring things are there, right? But backend testing is very quick, very fast, like that. I can give you some example that around 100 test cases, if you run, you can execute 100 test cases in backend, and you will get the result. Let's see, for 100 test cases in for backend test cases or API testing, you will maximum within 30 minutes you can execute. But same thing, if you are creating 100 test cases for a web application with the help of Selenium, it may take around 2 to 3 hours. Okay, 2 to 3 hours it can take. So guys, this is like a huge difference, and this is like there is very less maintenance, because there is no XPath, no ID, no stale element exception, no timeout issues are there. Okay, no browser issue, nothing. But here you have to certify all the browsers, XPath, locators, everything you have to test it over here. Okay, so that's why it's very fast, like that. Now, what exactly they say that, okay, API testing automation requires less code. Obviously, it can provide better and faster test coverage compared to GUI test automation. As I already told you why, because there are so many navigations will happen. You have to click on a button and all those things, like that. Language independent. In API testing, data is exchanged using XML or JSON. Obviously, either you are passing the JSON or XML, you will send the request, you will get the response. And these transfer modes are completely language independent. It is not at all dependent on Java or .NET or C Sharp. Doesn't matter what exactly I'm telling. Okay, if you're not aware about, let's see, one system is there and second system is there, and they don't know each other. This system is built upon on Java. This system is built upon, let's see, on Python, right? And I just need to, because Java and Python, they cannot interact. Like I send some Java code and Python will send some Python response. No, I cannot do like this. So whenever two independent systems, they are interacting or they are communicating, so we always do the communication with the help of XML and JSON. Okay, extended marker language and JavaScript object notation. So we will just pass one XML over here and we will get the XML. And in Java, we will read these XMLs. In Python also, we will read these XMLs. Let's say I'm passing one XML over here. In Python also, they provide some libraries, some code to read XML. They will read the code and they will generate one more XML. They will pass this XML to Java. And then Java will say, okay, fine, we can read these XMLs, like that. Same thing for JSON also. They will pass one JSON, we will get one JSON from here. So XML and JSON, these are the communication media to interact between two systems. Okay, so these transfer modes are completely language independent. Doesn't matter. Tomorrow, if .NET is also there, they will pass one XML over here. We'll get the XML. Tomorrow, let's see, they are using some different language, Go language, or maybe some Catalan, or anything. So if you really want to interact between two systems, it doesn't matter. These systems are totally independent, language independent. You can pass the XML or JSON, you will get the respective XML or JSON from there. So the interaction is happening between two systems. As I give you example, let's see, Make My Trip is there. Make My Trip is interacting with Indigo, okay, Air India, Emirates, Etihad, right? Maybe they are in Java, Emirates in .NET, Air India in Python, or maybe they are some different using different technology, and this guy is in Java. So this guy will send the request in the form of JSON, will get the JSON. This guy is sending information with the help of XML, will get the XML. So same thing with this guy also. So all the external systems we are interacting with the help of XML and JSON like this, right? So that's why we are saying these are language independent. These things are allowing user to select any code language when adopting automation testing services for the project. Now it's up to me. In Python also they provide some APIs to automate, okay, to automate XML and JSON based APIs. In Java also we have REST assured and HTTP clients are available. In .NET also we have other things are available. So total language independent are available. Okay. Now let's move to the next thing is that they're saying easy integration with UI because API test enable highly integrable test, which is particularly useful if you want to perform functional UI test after API testing. So obviously, if you're doing API testing, so obviously you will get a lot of confidence that okay, my API testing is working fine, my backend is working fine, right? For instance, simple integration would allow new user account to be created within the application before a GUI test start. Now, this is very, very important, guys. Okay, you have to tell all these things at a time of interview. Okay, so what I'm saying is, let's say you are creating one automation. One automation, the flow is that you have to create a user. After creating the user, you have to log in into the web application. Let's see, to Amazon, go to product page, select the product, and enter your billing information, and then add to cart, and then checkout, and then order page, right? So if you see that this is the first transaction is happening, second transaction is that again create a user and then with a different flow, right? So again and again unnecessary for creating the user also there are 2 3, let's say you click on create user link, you have to submit the form, and then you have to enter the address, and you have to enter your accounts information, your credit card, and everything you have to add. So let's see, there are around 2 to 3 pages are there for account creation only, for user creation only. So we do one thing, this account creation, this boring stuff with the help of UI, unnecessary, all these test cases are dependent on this. For the next test case also, again, you have to create a user. So again and again, you are creating a user with the help of UI. So do one thing, that better you create the UI with the help of APIs. Okay, you ask the developer, boss, give me the API of create user API. So you will use this create user API. You will call the API that, okay, these are the information available in the form of JSON, that this is the first name, last name, email address, phone number, right? All these things, and then you will get the response. The moment you get the response, you will get, let's say, username and the password, and the same username password you can use to automate these flows. So we should always combine, okay, your UI automation with your API automation. Some tasks we can save time, we can do some smart work, okay, with automation like this. So just do API automation and integrate with your Selenium automation. So user creation part, this particular part I'm doing unnecessarily. Let's say it's taking around 10 minutes to create a user. So we can save a lot of time. Let's see, if you have 100 test cases are there. So 100 multiplied by 10, 1000. And for every, let's see, for every user creation is taking around, let's see, 10 minutes to create a user. So 1000 minutes we can save easily. Now with the help of within 1 minute, we are creating a user. The moment we create the user, and then we will execute the respective pending flow like this, right? So this is like very important topic, guys, easy integration with GUI. Now let's move to the eighth question, is that some common protocols, very famous interview question, some common protocols are there. So many protocols are available to be used in API testing, that is such as JMS, Java Messaging Services, REST APIs, as I told you, representation stateful APIs, HTTP protocol, UDDI is also there. SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol, is also there. So please remember these 3-4 names. These are the different protocols are available for API testing. Generally, we can do that. JMS is for messaging services, messaging queue, and everything. We can do that. Okay. Okay. So now, next question is that what is a test environment for API? So test environment, just like we have some other environments for UI or same thing. Setting up the test environment, API testing, is not an easy task. First of all, yes. So you should have a ready answer if your API testing interview is coming. So you should know that what exactly kind of answer I'm going to give. The test environment of API is a bit complete and requires a configuration, bit complex actually, not complete, sorry, this is a typo, bit complex and requires a configuration of the database and the server, right? Because if you're doing an automation for API, you need a database, you need a server where exactly those APIs are running. Either it can be a QA server, QA environment, or a stage environment. So you need a server. You need to ask your developers that, okay, please deploy the code with the help of Jenkins from one system to the QA system or the staging system, so that you can call the APIs, okay, from their respective server environments, right? But in UI, it doesn't matter. So no, because in UI you are just calling the URL and then getting the web page. But in set up the environment for APIs, it's a little complex as compared to GUI, because you should know where how to execute my database. Because in a database, the entire data is available. You have to read the data with the help of get API. You have to create the data with the help of post API. So where exactly this data is going? That this data is going inside the database, right? Through server. Okay, so you have to create one Tomcat on QA, Tomcat server on stage, Tomcat on dev environment, like that. Okay. Now the next question is that what are principles of an API test design? So what are the best practices? So the best practices guide the 5 most important principles of API test design. Setup. First, you have to set up that you have to create the object, star services, initializations, posos, data objects you have to create. Second thing is that execution, that steps to apply that API for that particular scenario. And you have to provide a proper logging and everything. Okay, the proper execution. Verification means assertions you have to provide. You have to provide that validation with the help of data available in the database. What is the JSON response, JSON parsers, XML parsers, the correct data is coming or not, something like this, like status code 200, 400, 401, 404, 500. All these status code you have to validate and verify. After that, reporting, because let's say you have 100 test cases. If you are not providing a good report, like we can provide some extent report, or maybe a Serenity report or Allure report we can provide for all pass, failure, and blocked test cases. Cleanup. Cleanup means because through API you are executing 1,000 test cases or 100 test cases with data providers. So for every API you are creating a lot of data. 100 users or let's say 1,000 users are you are creating. But now your responsibility that okay, once uh, pre-test also and post-test also, once your test case is you are going to execute, you have to clean up the data. You are executing your test cases through automation on a fresh environment. Fresh environment means where data is everything is cleaned over there. Okay, because you are going to create a new data over there. So let's say you are creating a new user, and tomorrow again you are executing the same test case with the same user. Obviously your test case will be failed. It will, the response we will get that okay, user is already available in the system. So before executing your test cases, make sure you are deleting your test data from the system, and then execute your test cases, right? So guys, I think these 10 questions in the first interview uh, video, I think more than enough for you guys, because this is not very straightforward. I have to explain a lot. It's not like Selenium or UI automation. So that's why like in the next video, I'll prepare from 11 to 20. In the third video, maybe 20 to 40 or 30. So we will complete all these questions in next 3 to 4 videos actually. So this is the first video. I explained what exactly that API web services, different basic interview questions, types of APIs, what is the importance of API testing, how exactly it is different from GUI testing and Selenium testing and all those things. Okay, so please watch this particular video. There is a separate, let me show you some, yeah. So this is like web services part 1, right? And I have a Vimeo series is also available where all the videos are available with respect to web services. There are around 20 videos are available for the web services automation, web services manual testing, rest assured, HTTP client. A lot of videos are available over there. If you really want to purchase those videos, it's a very minimal cost is available. I provide all the information inside the description section. So please, you can refer if you really want to use that, because I'm not going to take any online session for APIs for testing point of view, because it's very easy, very fast. Unnecessary people are having a hype in the market that okay, no, API testing is very tough. The only thing is you should know how to do it and what is exactly the concept. So guys, I would advise you to please learn about API testing. This is the need of an hour. In the market, Selenium will not help you alone. You have to do backend testing also, right? As I told you so many times, companies these days, they are wanting a guy, they need a guy, a candidate who are really good in web automation as well as in backend automation also. Okay, they can perform both the things, because as I told you, in UI automation also we need some backend automation expertise, just like create a user or something like this. Okay, so I provide all the information inside the description for my Vimeo and everything. If you really want to do that, or really want to take it, it's up to you. You can take it, and in the next couple of okay videos, we will cover all these interview questions over there as well. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching this video. This is my channel name, Naveen Automation Labs. If you really like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, we are very near to 50,000 now, and please share with your colleagues and friends if they really want to get expertise in API automation. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next session.